Today I will speak about one of my favorite thrash metal bands ever, and I'm speaking about the Bay Area thrashers Exodus. And if you ask me which band you prefer of thrash metal, first of all I will say Slayer. But when you will ask me which album of thrash metal you prefer, in the first place for me comes always Bodied by Blood of Exodus, the debut album of Exodus, even more than any other thrash album and even more than any other Slayer album. So, and if you ask me which albums you like from thrash metal in general, I will say, of course, Bodied by Blood of Exodus, Kill 'Em All of Metallica, and Show No Mercy of Slayer. Yes, Show No Mercy, the first debut album of Slayer, that I like it a little bit even more than the other albums, even from Rain in Blood. So, let's start. Exodus, they started in 1979 in California, and today the members of Exodus, they are Gary Holt. He's maybe one of the leaders, the main leader of the band. He was for many years in Slayer in the last years. Lee Altus, also from the band Heathen. Tom Handing, the drummer, he was from the beginning to the band, but he left the band twice. First of all in 1989 and secondly in 2004. He came back in 2007 and he continues until now. Jack Gibson as the bassist, and also Steve Zedro-Souza, the singer of the band today. He's the singer of most of the albums of Exodus. Generally, we have also other historical members that came to the band. First of all, Kirk Hammett of Metallica. He was in Exodus until he left in 1983 to go to Metallica and to take the place of Dave Mustaine in Metallica. But also we had Paul Bostaph as the drummer for some period of time. Bostaph, of course, he was in Forbidden in the beginning. Afterwards, also he was in Slayer. John DeBesta, also the drummer, he was for a period in Exodus. And when we speak about Erica Hanold in the guitars, and also if we speak about singers, we have also first of all Paul Baloff in their first album. Afterwards, Steve Zedro-Souza, and the third singer was Rob Dukes. He was in the band from 2005 until 2014. So let's start. Until now, they made 10 studio albums, and we wait about their 11th album of them. In the November of 2021, they will come with their new album, Persona Non Grata. But until now, they made 10 studio albums, and they will rank towards to best their albums now. Their 10 studio albums until now. So let's start. In the 10th place, for me, will come their 5th album of 1992, Force of Habit. This was the last album of them for a long period of time. The album is not so bad. For these years, in the 90s, when many bands of metal, and especially thrash metal, they go under and they made not so good works, this album is not so bad. But in generally, is very, very weak in perspective of the other albums. Also, the cover art is awful. Now, in the 9th place will come their second album, Pleasures of the Flesh. It's not a bad album. This is also the first album with Souza as the singer, even that most of the songs were written by Exodus and Paul Baloff. Eighth place. In the eighth place will come the last album with Rob Dukes as the singer, Exhibit B, The Human Condition, their ninth album of 2010. This album is not bad, but unfortunately it's a little bit more longer. The songs, they are very, very long songs. This is not exactly the Exodus way of Bay Area thrash metal. Now, in the seventh place, the Atrocity Exhibition Exhibit A of 2007, their eighth album. I prefer a little bit more than Exhibition B, also with Rob Dukes as the singer. And here we have the great song Children of the Worthless God. A little bit, it's very closer to the new modern style of Heathen, the style of the songs, maybe because of Lee Aldous, maybe. Now, in the sixth place, their 10th album of 2014, Blood In, Blood Out. Sousa also here came back and he's a singer. Great, great, great album, great album. Fifth place, their 7th album of 2005. The first album with Rob Dukes as the singer. He was a little bit even more hardcore in his style of singing. Sovel Heated Kill Machine. Great album that many people also came by. They came to the band to be fans of the band because of new fans of the band because of this album. In the fourth place, one album that many people don't like it is underrated, and I'm speaking about the fourth album of 1990 with Sousa also the singer. Impact is Imminent. Many people don't like this album, but I don't know why. I like it very, very, very much. Third place, their sixth album of 2004, and this is the album of their reunion. The reunion, the band continued and in the first period of time, they continued until from 79 until 1994. They disbanded. Afterwards, it was a little bit period that came back in 1997 to 1998 with Bob Baloff, but Bob Baloff afterwards he died in 2002. Rest in peace. So when they came back in 2001, and this was the first album that came with this, also with Sousa as their singer, only for this album. Afterwards, also Sousa left another time, and they brought Rob Dukes as their singer. But here, this album, Tempo of the Damned, is a great, great, great album, and the song "War Is My Surfer" is one of the best modern thrash, old school thrash metal songs of all time. Also, in the second place, their third album, Fabulous Disaster of 1989. Great, great, great album. Also, the song The Toxic Waltz is one of the greatest songs of Exodus. Great album. Also with Sousa as their singer. Maybe the best Sousa album of Exodus. And now, of course, in the first place, their debut first album of 1985, Bodied by Blood, with Paul Baloff as their singer. And here, every song is great from the beginning until the end. Bodied by Blood, Exodus, and then there were none. A Lesson in Violence, Metal Command, Piranha, No Love, Deliver Us to Evil, Strike of the Beast. From the beginning to the end, here we have a masterpiece of thrash metal and of metal in general. A great album with a great also cover art. It's so they made another reissue of this album with Sousa as the singer with another cover art, and I don't know why. The same reason why Manowar they made reissues of their albums. of their great old albums. Maybe the production is not so perfect. Also, so what? People liked so much this album about what it is. It's a great album for me. It's not only the best album of Exodus, it's the best thrash metal album of all time, period. This is my personal opinion. This is about my favorite Bay Area thrash band, Exodus, from Israel, from Jerusalem. Stay metal and stay heavy.